Segment 1, why red flags feel familiar. Do you know what's really heartbreaking, Lindsay?
No.
Okay, this is what's heartbreaking. Sometimes people don't ignore red flags because they're naive. Sometimes people ignore red flags because the flags, you know what, they feel familiar, right? Have you ever had
Listen,
that
I've
happen?
lived that. I've lived that. So
Yeah, and you know why? Because familiarity feels safe to the nervous system.
absolutely.
I know that's huge. And because when somebody grows up around like criticism, unpredictability, yelling, emotional withdrawal,
Hmm.
manipulation, addiction, emotional inconsistency, what happens is your nervous system may literally associate instability with intimacy. Now that's crazy. So
So
go ahead.
listen, I just want to jump in really quickly before you move on and
Yes.
say that I did so much therapy around this issue because there was a time in my life where I walked into a therapist's office and was like, why am I dating horrible people?
Right? Yeah.
Like, and then I want them even after I know they're horrible. So
Right.
that's how I determined all of these things about myself. But yes, I am very familiar with this. And I think especially addiction,
Mhm.
mental illness,
Yes.
inconsistency, especially if one parent was nurturing and one wasn't.
Yes.
You can definitely, and I hate the expression, but it's kind of brilliant, go looking for love in all the wrong places.
Crisis. Absolutely. Yeah. Present. Totally. And we all do that. And, you know,
Look, I've got my emotional support dog on with me.
oh, he's
Just
so
kidding.
cute.
I'm his emotional support human.
Of course. It's mutual. Absolutely. And, you know, I don't know if this happens to you, but like when I used to meet people that were emotionally unavailable, my body was like, I know this game
Hmm.
and it's familiar, even if consciously I hated it. But, you know, we have to understand that if something is familiar, it doesn't mean it's good.
So I used to think, tell me if you ever experienced this. For me, it was almost a challenge to try and get somebody like that to pay attention to me.
Yes, it was like a win. And once they paid attention, I don't know about you, but I wasn't interested anymore. I'm like, cha-ching, I won.
No, because
Yeah,
I would keep going back. I would think I could keep getting it, and that's where that inconsistent reinforcement stuff goes on. That was the pattern I had to break, but
yeah.
believe me, I know it. So, do you want me to talk about the science backing
Well,
this stuff? I love
definitely.
science.
But before we do that, let's acknowledge the comments. We have Jose, that dog
Oh,
is in heaven. And I called this subscriber Hint Hint, and Consuelo is Hint Hint, you know, my character Consuelo. So,
okay,
hi, honey. I know it's Hand. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And of course, we love Jose. You know Jose by now, Lindsay, right?
of course,
Yes.
my favorite.
Yeah, definitely. He's everybody's favorite. We love him. So, okay. So I would love oh, Leslie. That's your mom. That dog is my support animal.
So
Oh,
what's funny is she said she was going to be watching, and she said, I can never ask questions. I said, well, just text me if you want to ask a question.
that's so funny. Go ahead, Leslie. Ask questions because she will answer them because she's the expert. I'm here for emotional support. I'm the emotional support co-host.
Co-host.
That's
That's
it.
hilarious, actually.
Yeah. So
Um,
awesome. Okay, so go ahead and give us the scientific backing of why we go for the familiar that's usually awful,
okay.
but we just bask in it.
Yeah. So it's so important to remember that not only with like the behavior that is kind of dysfunctional, it's scientific, but recovery is also scientific too.
Yes.
And that's why I love it and like processes to heal. So here's the science backing on attachment theory. So, research on attachment theory, which was originally developed by psychologist John Bowlby and later expanded by Mary Ainsworth, if anybody
Okay.
knows that name, shows that early caregiver relationships shape adult attachment patterns. So, how your parents treated you 100% wires you on how you accept being treated, but also how you're going to treat other people. So, people with an anxious attachment, they often fear abandonment,
Mhm.
they hyper focus on relationships, they overanalyze communication, and they struggle with emotional inconsistency. Does all of that make sense? Do we have any questions about any of that?
Yeah, let us know, guys. We love to hear from you. And your mom says, okay.
No, but here's the thing, it's very easy to give these definitions. And I just want to
Yeah,
like back it up by saying, if you're an
yeah.
anxious attacher, it means you meet somebody and then like if you're not hearing from them regularly, you start to freak
Yes.
out. You're thinking about them all the time. Like you just met them, but they're like the first thing you think about when you wake up or you go to sleep, and you're reading these texts. And then they like if they didn't respond, you're analyzing it, and it's a kind of a hyper focus.
Yes.
Um and
Yes.
and being comfortable with partners who are emotionally inconsistent. Text you today, don't text you tomorrow, even though you've asked them a question. Okay.
And it is a challenge, like you were saying. But then I did like better. I lasted way longer with people that were, I was married for a long time and I lasted because he was consistent, but I was still anxious about when he wouldn't, call me from work or text me or whatever. I would still be anxious, which was crazy because he was very consistent and left me like a note every morning before he left for work. And then, he would call me once from work and then came home, didn't go anywhere.
So,
But
question,
still,
I have to interrupt you. Serious question.
yes,
Not to put you on this hot seat,
go ahead.
but was it you or him? Because I tend to believe that when we're pretty healthy, like when we're worried about somebody, there's something intuitive going on there that they're not
True.
trustworthy.
Yes. And yes, yes,
So
yes.
was it
So right.
you? Were you in an unhealthy place and just jealous, or was he?
I wasn't jealous. He was more jealous than I was.
Okay.
But then he turned out to betray me, not cheat on me, but he betrayed me as a friend. Like from one day to the other, he went from I love you literally as a friend
Mhm.
to I want to cut ties because he met someone and that person wanted him to cut ties with me, which I consider a betrayal because I had a narcissistic abuser ask me to cut ties with this guy who was my husband. And I said, no, at the time was my ex husband. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So he succumbed to it and it was a huge betrayal. So I feel like, yes, maybe I did feel that he was not trustworthy, but not in a very superficial way, in a deep way, because this is
Yeah.
deep, the betrayal was very deep. So,
Interesting.
yeah, so there, oh, Jose, his lost Grace. Thank you. I love Jose. But let me read some more comments before we move on. Let's see. Jose is saying favorite because we said he's our favorite. Check mail to you and dog treats for the little one. Yay! Oh, he's gonna love that. Your mom says I was an excellent mother, so why are you not perfect solutions for seniors? What, Leslie?
Was that a private comment?
I don't know. I don't know. Does she know that they're coming through? Oh
I'm
my God,
sure
I love your
she'll
mom.
comment more as we go on. This
I
is the last
freaking
time
love,
I tell her to comment.
I love your mom. Uh, Hen says, but not all the time because we remark that even siblings are treated by their parents the same, but they also have different personalities and beliefs, limits, etc.
Hold on, let me read that. But not all the time is your. Yeah, absolutely. Just because you have the same set of parents doesn't mean your experience is the same, that you're going to come out the same. I also think that not all kids are treated the same by their parents.
That is true, even if it's subtle. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, Okay, are you going to talk about avoidant partners?
Let's see. Wait, no, let's mix a little bit more comments because the comments
Oh,
feed us and we feed them. I
we
don't
love
know
it.
what happens to your mama.
So we've been taking some meetings to
Yeah.
build business in Sarasota, and she is desperately trying to get people into like self-help for seniors.
Oh, that's
So
so
maybe we should
nice.
design a show.
Yes,
I
and we can
want to do
invite your
caregiver
mom.
burnout, but maybe we also do wellness, health and wellness for seniors,
Love that. Yes,
because there are a lot of issues happening right now, from healthcare to computers to even using their phone to
yes,
getting their medical appointments straight. And it's
yes.
very, listen, if I'm struggling to take care of this in my 40s for my dad, I can't begin to imagine how hard it is for somebody who's in their 70s or 80s
I
and
can't
really doesn't
even.
have the patience or online skills to be handling, you know.
Yeah,
So, not to like digress, but I spent at least like 10 to 11 minutes yesterday trying to fill out a form, not realizing it wouldn't accept my driver's license number, and it was a background check for some work stuff. And
yeah.
I'm like, what? Over and over, I'm putting in the drive. I'm like, it won't accept the form. And at the very bottom, I realized that it was not, and it kept saying, Florida numbers have set these number things. And I was, anyway, there was a thing at the very bottom
So
that
was
was
the
still on
bottom.
Alabama.
Oh my gosh. And yes, when you're like, why is it glitching? Why is it telling me I'm doing something
I
wrong?
had to switch it to Florida. It's a Florida license. So it wasn't accepting my information over and over. And if I hadn't like known to look at everything on the, anyway, sorry, hold on.
No, totally. And listen, I went through cancer and they gave me so many times surgeons that were not in the network anymore, or they gave me the wrong numbers. They booked me for the wrong hospital where the surgeon didn't have privileges. I mean, it was insane. It was insane trying to get surgery. So I
Yeah,
can't imagine if I was in my 80s or 90s trying to do that, I would go
yeah,
bananas.
yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, let's read some more comments. We might go a little longer today, if that's okay, Lindsay. Oh, mom, write a book, I'll buy. And
We
Hen says, I
did.
will
It's
buy it
on my
too.
website,
That's
reachoutrecovery.com.
right. That's
We
right.
accept cash, PayPal. No, just kidding.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Reachoutrecovery.com, guys. Go ahead and get that book. Yes, they have. And also, you have so many materials. There's so much stuff that you guys can buy and get and benefit from. Um,
Absolutely.
Jose says there should be more focus on seniors only because we all will reach that state in life.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very true.
You don't feel like it now. Like, like, yeah, I'm going to be okay. I handled it. I handled my cancer journey. I can do it. But no, in my 80s and 90s, I'm going to be like, I'll die. Never mind.
Well, you know what, Grace? And that's normal. And that's why, I have two parents in very different situations.
Yeah.
And like people joke because I'm taking golf lessons, I'm taking mahjong lessons, but these are things that can be done for a long time. And if you don't take on, my dad's in a wheelchair now, like you can't box. That's what he did
Right.
30 years ago. But like, and we kept saying, get on the bike, get on this. And he was really unwilling to do these other things. So I'm learning golf and mahjong because when my mind and body go, I want to know how to do a few things. Just put me in
Absolutely.
front of the window and
Yes.
bring out
My
the
mom,
sex.
because her father had Alzheimer's, she was paranoid about it, right? So she was always checking herself. Now she put that stress on me. I'm always checking myself.
Yeah.
But she did build new neural pathways with two things. She was a piano player, she was a pianist. She was actually
Hmm.
a concert pianist who toured and everything. So she kept studying new pieces. So she would have new neural pathways, one. And two, she kept up with technology to the point where she was actually almost as good as me.
Yeah.
And, so yeah, we have to keep moving even if it's just walking. Walking is the best thing you can do. And
Absolutely.
absolutely. And we have to keep building new neural pathways. For anybody who's listening, who's a senior, learn a new language with Duolingo. It's easy. Download it on your phone. It's so easy and it's fun. And it will help you avoid or delay, if you're programmed to have Alzheimer's or dementia, it would definitely delay it. So, highly recommend to do that. Jose, if you don't fully scroll, the process won't fully roll. Old time fine print on paper is probably easier. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's funny.
I know. He's very
My
funny.
mom texted and said, I thought you were talking about trauma bonding.
I cannot with your mom. She was getting ahead of us.
I said, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh my gosh. Jose says, my mom was incapacitated. Yeah, kind of. I don't know how to spell it either. Towards the end, but even sometime outside getting sun, you would get such a smile on her sweet face. Oh, I love that. Yeah, just spending time outside.
Mm-hmm.
I've reached the age where I am going on a bus in Alicante in Spain, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like a dream. Because I don't know if you saw my videos. It's like you
Yeah.
go, like it's insane. That's just taking the bus. It's absolutely stunning. So yeah, we have to. I love that, Jose, about your mom. We have to enjoy every single moment and make sure we plan for that. All right, enough about us, all of us getting older, which we are walking towards, and aging is a privilege. Anyway, all right. So keep going. Go ahead,
Okay. So I'm
Lindsay.
going to break this down quickly so we can kind of get into the juicier stuff.
Okay.
So we talked about the anxious attachment. Then you have the avoidant partners. This is the avoidant attachment style. So avoidant partners often withdraw emotionally. They fear vulnerability and they create distance when intimacy grows.
Ooh.
Here's what's crazy. They attract each other.
Oh my gosh.
So trauma bonds frequently form between anxious and avoidant dynamics. So one person is chasing, one person is pulling away, then they reconnect, then they pull away again. And this push pull cycle creates an emotional addiction.
Absolutely. You are so right.
So you would say, oh, I get them and I'd be bored. Nah, nah, nah. I was the emotional addiction person. So I
Mhm.
got it. Now they're going to pull away. How do I get it back? What can I do to
Exactly.
get it back? And this is a cycle I would play out, and I actually needed professional help to stop.
Wow. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. We're trapped in a loop and we can't get away unless they help us. Somebody, holds our hands and just gets us out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and do you ever notice, I don't know if this happens to you guys out there and Lindsay, you ever notice that somebody can ignore you for like 3 days, then suddenly you hear, so you get a text like, hey, beautiful. And suddenly like your nervous system is like, yay, meanwhile, your logical brain is exhausted in the corner drinking electrolytes, right? Or because it's like a nightmare. Do they love me? Why did they take so long? Blah, 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 right?
Well, it doesn't. Yes. The answer is yes. And when you're in that addictive cycle, that is exactly what it's like. And that's such a great way of describing it, because when you're in it, you can't really understand. It's like you're waiting to hear and you're waiting to hear and you're feeling worse about yourself and worse about. And then it's not, hey, beautiful. It's, hey, what's up? That's like as the crumb that it can be.
Or you up?
Yeah, whatever it is.
He
But
loves
like,
me. I know.
and you're like, oh my God, it's back. It's funny. To me now, that would be like the biggest red flag in the
Oh
world.
no, it would be great. It's gross. Like so gross.
Respect is such a big part of recovery that I can't even imagine. But yeah, when you're in it, that's exactly what happened. And I want to add something because, all of this stuff, this psychology, we're learning as we go here.
Yeah.
So one of the things that came out last year, I just wanted to add to this, is they're now talking about how some people are a mix of anxious and avoidant.
Yeah.
And I did experience a little bit of that. So I just want to speak to that. So if you're somebody who, with a very kind of dominant person, you're the anxious and you're like, oh my God. But then when you're with somebody, for me, when I'm with somebody that's a little bit more passive,
Yeah.
then I can start to be avoidant, because, I respond in a certain way to certain personalities. So, you can kind of jump between these two, but I think the
Mhm.
important thing to notice is, like, are you attracted to dysfunction?
Oh,
Like, do
that
you
was for a long
find
time, right?
happy, yeah, consistent behavior boring?
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, not anymore. I like consistent, but I used to, yeah, I think that was boring. And Jose's saying here, I kind of getting that roller coaster where it's attention getting enough to keep you enthralled. Yeah, it's called breadcrumbing.
Yes,
Yeah, that's what
agree.
that is, Jose. Definitely, I agree. Lack of confidence also plays its role there, says Hend. Yep. Lack of confidence, and also not realizing your value, not knowing your value, I think
Hmm.
plays a big role in just taking just those kind of treatments, because you deserve better than that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And because I like to read all the comments, and all of my subscribers know I'll do that. Hen says, talking about the languages, building neural pathways, new pathways. He says, English is my third language. I'm not so good at it, but for learning languages, it's so much fun. Isn't it? It is so fun. Learning,
Oh,
I
are you
love
asking
it.
me? I'm not good with languages.
You're
Maybe
not
I
good
should
with, I
try.
love
No.
learning languages. It's up to
Hmm.
me, it's super fun. So I agree with hand, not hind, hind, like Consuelo says. All right.